Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. I've got a few things here, maybe six. Six things. This one's mental, to be honest. Mental. We often go about Bagwash Britain and how bad Britain is and becoming and how it's gone downhill. But there's a lot goes on in Ireland. A lot that it seems to be more bagwash in Ireland than it does in Northern Ireland than it does in Britain, to be honest. And there's a couple of channels here. This one's Crime and Consequence, 7,000 subscribers. Brings you crime and consequence, brings you some good things now and again. I've subscribed myself anyway. I had before this video, but I seen this video on another channel, which I will bring later on in this. But this one had a full blown picture of what was going on. So someone's like firebombed a pub with like a Molotov in Northern Ireland, just casually. I don't know why. Don't know the name. I mean, the ethnicity. Well, he's a white guy, to be honest. I don't know what the reasons for this are. So let's play a bit of this.
Shocking scene.
And then he pulls out a knife there. After he runs out. Hold on, I'll play the footage without the volume. So the woman's going to speak a bit, then we'll get the action maybe. Oh, here we go. So he lights it, just walks in the pub. That like kid over the road likes it, walks in like he knew something wasn't right. Walks in the pub and just walks back out, and then here we see a mother, a child, a fella comes running out. He turns round and pulls a massive knife out. Pulls a massive knife out. I've seen a bit further footage. He calmly walks up this road, puts a bag here, which is by this lamppost, pulls out the Molotov, lights it, walks over the road, scops it in the pub, walks back, does that with the knife. I think he cuts his hand with the knife here, and then as he's walking off, he's like licking his finger. I've done it, I'll show you here, hold on. There, look, he's like licking his finger. I think he's cut his finger with the knife, the fucking idiot. So I just firebombed the pub. You got people running crazy down here, running out the pub. He just picks up his bag and casually walks off. Lado comes back with his guitar to check everyone's alright in the pub, but I just Molotov the pub randomly. Northern Ireland, apparently, petrol bomb. Madness. So that was Northern Ireland. This is also Dublin. This is IE News Channel, 6,006 subscribers. Dublin, attack elderly couple assaulted in Dublin.
Breaking news from Dublin. Terrifying scenes that shocked passers-by and nearly turned dead.
What's going on with the quality here? It's like I'm watching it in 1983. It's on 10,000. Give us the, there we go, up, sir. That's a lot better.
Deadly. An elderly couple was attacked and attempted robbery by what's believed to be an illegal immigrant that spiraled into violence.
Yet again, illegal immigrant. Again, who are these people attacking elderly couples? Not something done in the West, really. Unless your morals are stooping so low. So again, we want these people out, you know what I mean? Ireland, Northern Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland. We want them out.
And almost cost a life under a moving bus. Stay with us as we break down exactly what happened, show you how a brave bystander stopped the assault, and share the reactions pouring in from people across Ireland.
And the brave bystander will probably get done for assault. He would if it was England anyway.
Warning, some of the following footage might be distressing. What you're about to see is disturbing footage from Dublin city centre. An assailant, appearing to target an elderly couple, launched a sudden attack in what looks like an attempted robbery.
I mean, she's lucky there. She nearly went under the fucking bus.
The struggle quickly escalated. The man struck repeatedly as his wife was shoved violently into the road. In a horrifying moment, she landed just feet from an oncoming bus, narrowly avoiding being run over. The elderly man, pinned to the ground, continued to be punched as his wife lay motionless nearby. Traffic stopped. Bystanders froze, and for a moment, it seemed the attack might end in tragedy.
I mean, he's lucky the old man here did just kick him straight in the fucking head, to be honest, after attacking him and his wife's nearly been run over by a bus. the old man's done well to keep himself there. You know what I mean? A lesser man would have opened up both barrels on him, and as you're old and haven't got the power and you can't really bend over to punch him, probably just kick him. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, damn lucky the woman here as well. But again, yet again, just Bagwash, not even Britain now, Ireland's absolutely in fucking tatters here, it would seem. So we've had enough. We've completely had enough. This isn't how it used to be. So stuff shall be done here. Moving on. Channel No Risk No Reward. Good channel. Brings again Irish stuff and what's happening in Ireland, and apparently here, I won't play the video, but a good channel for if you want to know what's going on in Ireland, to be honest. And he done a good an hour long interview with somebody who lived somewhere. I can't remember. Began with a D. Donegal, maybe it was maybe Donegal, and why Donegal's got like a massive foreigner population due to like factories and stuff. It was a good little interview, but a good channel. But apparently here we have a big fire in Dublin in the financial district. Apparently near where all the homeless people were living and all the tents we've seen in Dublin and in Ireland. And apparently the fire's right near there, but a massive fire apparently, and it looks like a big building, financial district. So that's happened as well. Maybe keep posted and see what's happened there when the flames have gone out. But a big fire in the financial district of Ireland as well. It's the Irish news today, isn't it? It's all gone to shit in Ireland as well. Moving on, back to England. UK police officer, British stand. I mentioned it in a video when I go on a walk. That will be up later on. Yeah, British police officer coming out and just basically saying that the whole police force is a shit show at this point. So I'll play a bit of this.
Sergeant Kelly Palmer. I'm in Lincolnshire Police. It's almost like watching. I describe it as Titanic. Like where we are now, it's like this.
Yeah. The whole world's the Titanic. This country's the Titanic. Everything. I've mentioned this before. The Titanic is a good analogy of what the fuck's going on here, and has been for some time. We're going down here, and the majority of people are fucking listening to the band. You know what I mean? The band's playing on. Everybody just sat there listening. They don't know what's singing here. They don't know. Well, we're going down here. We're going down fast.
It's basically watching a ship go towards an iceberg, and you can't do anything to stop it. So bottom level, there's absolutely no way I would join a force now for 27 grand and do what we're doing. Not a chance. If I could do my time, if I was starting now, I wouldn't join, basically. Because it consumes you. It literally consumes you. The amount of times my brother said to me, obviously don't discuss like per se work with him, but he's like, Kelly, you need to calm down. You need to stop worrying about it. I end up thinking every single day I'm going to get sacked. Everything is bum covering now. We're not policing anymore. We're arse covering constantly. And it just means that we don't do police work. All we do is basically we go to a job, we spend an hour doing paperwork afterwards, and then we go to the next job and we don't police. We literally.
Yeah, I mean, we're well aware of that, to be honest. They don't police. That's what they do. They turn up after a crime's been committed. And write it all down, look at the evidence, look at the crime scene, and move on to the next one, and see the next person, take the statement, write it all down, moving on to the next one, and that's kind of what they do, unless they're there when something happens, or basically they're just trying. I mean, I've thought for a long time, it's just like the government's, it's the government's way of making money now, the police, like fining people for stupid shit, because you've got like laws and you've got statutes, right? And they're two different things, laws and statutes, and most people don't know this. But if you watch John Harris, it's an illusion, like I've mentioned many a time. He kind of explains the difference between a law and a statute, and they're not the same thing. The law is you may not harm anyone or cause them loss. That's common law of the land. But statutes are acts of parliament that have been made up throughout time. That's why there's section 60 and section 65, because they've made that many fucking sections up and that many rules that, and all these rules are rules of a corporation, not the rules of the country. The United Kingdom Corporation are the rules. That's basically how you would define a statute. It is a rule. It's not a law. Yeah, and the rules apply to the United Kingdom Corporation, and not to the United Kingdom, the country. And it used to say in Black's Law Dictionary that statutes were consent of the governed. They have actually changed the wording of that now. But it did say that statutes were consent of the governed, so you had to consent to a statute, and because you didn't know that you had to consent, you basically consented by default. So all the rules of the United Kingdom applied to you, but ultimately all the rules of the United Kingdom don't apply to you. Only the law of the land does. But you're conned into believing the other ones, and they're all statutes, so... But that's the game. This is why solicitors get paid a lot of money, you see, because solicitors know the game. But you don't tell everybody the game, because then you can't make a load of money, because everybody knows the game, and there's no point in your existence. And you looking better than everybody else because you're a solicitor, but ultimately you know the law. But there isn't very many laws. The majority of them are statutes, which, again, according to Black's Law Dictionary, a few editions ago, were consent of the governed. You have to consent to a statute to apply to you. And summons means interview, invite. Sorry, it means invite. When you get a summons, it's not. It's an invite. It's optional. And again, when you turn up, your fictional entity, you basically say that you are your fictional entity. The bit of paper with your name on it, you claim to be them, so you stand there, and the rules of the United Kingdom then apply to you because you turned up. It's all. Again, you need to watch John Harris. It's an illusion, and he kind of explains it all to you and how it works. So yeah, the police don't run around protecting the law and protecting the innocent like a RoboCop here. They're just running around doing protecting statutes, and really it's not even the laws. Really, they have to do the laws because that's the law of the land. Ultimately, it's the ultimate thing. It's if somebody gets murdered or raped, they have to go and sort it out. But ultimately, they're just wandering around prosecuting people for breaking statutes, not laws. But when you do break a law, you get fucked over. That's why we kind of have Crown Court and Magistrates Court as well. It's depending on how bad your offence is. Do you know what I mean? If you broke common law, you're going to Crown Court. So yeah, the police don't police. We know that. They're more like social workers. They turn up when a crime's done and write it down. And they've been turned on the British people from the establishment. It's ultimately either working for the elites or they're just communists and trying to make this country communist again or socialist. Either way, it will fall to bits through that and is. So yeah, I just thought I'd give it a mention. The police there saying that the police is a shit show, which we know. We've been watching it now for months on all these protests and everything. So, but at least a cop has come out and said, you know what I mean, and she'll probably get sacked for that. She'll probably get sacked for this, to be honest. She'll probably get sacked for it. I believe the copper that was laughing at the door when he went with the bit of paper saying about you're going to a protest tomorrow, we're just going to give you this bit of paper, and the guy laughed at him and told him to take it back and tell him to piss off. I believe that copper got suspended for laughing and everything that happened on that doorbell cam, so there's a good chance this woman will be suspended, but hopefully it'll be with pay, and you can just sit and put your feet up and watch all the protests on telly, love. There you go. One less policewoman or police officer to get in the way of the protests. So, moving on, back to Ireland. I don't know why I went to England to come back to Ireland here. Should have just meant this like the Irish news for a change. Irish, so it is, you know. It's gone to Bagwash over there, so it has, you know. It's fact everywhere here. Fact. So it is. Right, fucking stabbing, 4 injured, 2 hospitalised, locals in shock, Ireland.
Last night saw another public order incident in Clare in a place called Milton Malbay. Forgive me if I get the pronunciation of the place wrong. There was a video circulating last night that came out about this. One of my subscribers on the channel here, Rory, sent me through some information on this that was published via a local radio station. But as per this morning, details about this were still pretty scant. So as the day has progressed, trickles of information have came out about this, and of course it's being heavily suppressed by the mainstream or legacy media because of who was involved in this public order incident.
Yeah, I mean, we all know, probably we all know why. I mean, I hope Dan O'Keefe's all right, you know what I mean? It's all going to shit there in Ireland, and Dan could be under the cosh here. We haven't checked in on Dan in a while. I wonder how he's doing. He could have been, he could roam in the streets in Tesco's car park here. Dan O'Keefe could have been done in here by a migrant. Watch out, Dan. Watch out. You maybe get your comeuppance for saying you have videos of people being tortured to death and then never mentioning it again for the history of your days. So I'll leave it there, really. No risk, no reward. If you're from Ireland, from Clare, from the area, want to know what's happened, or you want to know what's happened anywhere, just thought I'd give it a mention. Another more bagwash, another stabbing in Ireland, 2 hospitalised, probably a migrant or a foreigner, as we can see by the picture here. Doesn't look very Irish to me. So there's another, more just more doom and gloom, really, but more bagwash, double ass bagwash every day of the week. Illegal immigrant kills 3 people and doesn't care. This is in America. And so, yep, another immigrant and Indian and can't speak the lingo, and he's in a massive truck and just turns fucking left on the highway and wipes out a family of 3.
Just constantly pouring scorn on the British, who are currently protesting everywhere about this. But this is an example from the United States, where, and I'm going to play it because you can't see anything terrible, thankfully. But this is an accident caused by an illegal immigrant. So for anyone listening, not watching, so this truck driver decides in the middle of a motorway with a giant lorry that he's driving, he's going to try and do, I don't know, a 3-point turn. And so obviously his gargantuan truck just turns to block the entire sort of 3 lanes, 4 lanes, however many it is. We can see it there. So there's nowhere else for cars to go. Now, if you're speeding down there at like 70 miles an hour or whatever it is, actually it's quite difficult to slow that down enough, and a car smashed straight into it, and 3 people died. And that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, people couldn't help but notice that this guy, directly after the crash, had absolutely no emotion on his face whatsoever. Didn't seem to care in the slightest. This seemed to him just to be an inconvenience. Oh dear, that's a shame. This is generally something that I personally don't care that much about. Like, no remorse, no, like, shock. And it's like, okay, well, this is the problem, isn't it?
I mean, the thing is, I don't know what the law is in America, but in Britain...
Yeah, it's fucked in Britain, mate, so don't worry about it. So that's the podcast of the Loaders Eaters. Mentioned it before, good podcast. I like this guy on the top. I'm actually subscribed to his channel he's got on his own. I forget the name of it now. It's got a bit of a weird name. So, yeah, yet again, the foreigner just turned fucking left on a freeway, motorway, blocked the entire road, family of 3, couldn't brake, all dead. Doesn't speak the lingo, and again, it's those countries, they don't have the safety factors that we do, you know what I mean? The fucking sanctity of human life in these countries, it's not worth shit where it is over here. So, everyone's sick of it, to be honest. Multiculturalism, globalisation, it hasn't worked. Though we're still going to push forward for it by the looks of it, because the boats aren't stopping. And neither is the legal migration with all the Indians and such forth. So, yeah, it looks like there'll be more coming. Multiculturalism and globalisation is the way forward to the end of the world, to be honest. I mean, on a positive note, when we've looked at, like, previous civilizations, it looks like they kind of got to this point in time with technology, and we were all around the world. There's pyramids all around the world. And they all got wiped out. So on the plus side, at least we can look forward to that. We're near the times where we possibly, Mother Nature just might wipe us out because we're getting on our nerves now. You know what I mean? If I was Mother Nature, I'd have wiped us out fucking 5 years ago, to be honest, if I was Mother Nature. But I'm not, so you'll live on. I'll leave it there. Peace.